Hi, good evening everybody. Welcome to Inside the Numbers, the video on the channel. If you're new here, that I usually pull out the board and I break down certain statistics, what have you. In today's video, guys, I'm gonna clip it because it's gonna be easier. You guys need the visuals to understand what I'm looking at the same time. We can discuss than you trying to make out my bad writing on a board. So we're gonna do it that way. Guys, in this video, I'm gonna give you the two, and I've thought about this over and over and over again, guys. I've thought about this, and there's one forward, one defenseman I'm targeting in free agency. So we're gonna get to that in a sec here. I think it makes the absolute best sense in the world, okay? With my, who I'm gonna start with. I'll start with the forward because I don't think we can do better in this free agency, guys, than this, really, for our needs, what I believe our needs are going into next season. Because I believe next year is going to be a good year, but I'd like to secure it, really secure it, you know? So let's clip it, let's look at it, we'll talk about it. Here we go. And many of you are thinking, Wayne, Wayne, what are you talking about? Dakota Joshua, guys, is who I'm targeting for forward. He's a big centerman at 6'3", 206 pounds. And if you look at his numbers last year in 63 games, he 18 goals, 14 assists. He's a power forward. And I believe this is exactly what we need. Let's take a look at his career numbers this way. Okay, so there you see it last year. Guys, let's just take we can look at his whole career if you want, but the last two seasons especially, if you want, look at all the, go way over to the right, and yes, look at the hits, but also look at the takeaways and giveaways. He has very good numbers there, right? But look at his hits this year. In 63 games, 245 hits. Last year in 79 games, 222 hits. This is what we need, okay? We gotta pay attention. I think we're top loaded. I think we're fine in our top six. I just do. People are talking about getting other players, big names, what have you. I don't think that's what our needs are. I think our needs is more physical play in this team, so we're more of an intimidating presence, game to game, day to day, week to week, month to month, and eventually year to year. Let's look at his playoff numbers. All right, take a look at that. 13 games played, 4 goals, 4 assists, all even strength goals. And he had 74 hits in those 13 games, folks. 74 hits and 7 blocks. I honestly believe this will be a godsend if we landed this guy. And let's take a look at his salary. So his contract was a 2-year contract. All he was making was $825,000, a few little bonuses, you know, base salary and the bonus. And guys, he's basically making league minimum. Let's face it. I mean, he's making under $1 million, which is crazy for what this guy brings to the ice. If we can land a guy like this, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind, guys, no doubt in my mind that the whole makeup of our bottom six will change with a guy like this. Not only can he pop in some goals, 18 is pretty damn good when you consider he only played 60-something games, right? 18 goals. So you're looking at a guy that potentially, and I'm saying potentially, could get 20, but lead us in hits as a forward. It just, to me, makes perfect sense to get this guy. He's big, he's strong, he's physical, and we'll talk about the salaries after. All right, let's show you the defenseman I'm targeting. And we're going to go right back to the Canucks and pick their brains again. Nikita Zadorov, the former Buffalo Sabre, guys, it would be a perfect time for this guy to come back here now. He's in the prime of his career. And as you can see, he's not a point man by any stretch of the imagination, but he brings that big physical presence at 6'6", 248 pounds. Let's look at his numbers. All right, if you look at his career numbers, I mean, if you take a look just last year, with Calgary, 21 games, he had 53 hits and 19 blocks. His takeaways and giveaways is an issue, but I think Lindy can work with him on this. And I just believe in Lindy. Lindy can straighten that out. And you've seen what a physical presence he was in this year's playoffs. We'll get to that in a sec. But anyway, he had, in 54 games, 124 hits, 102 penalty minutes. He's big, he's mean, he's exactly what the Sabres need in a bottom pair. Let's look at the playoff numbers. All right, so you take a look at Vancouver this year. In 13 games, he had 45 hits, 18 blocks. He also had 26 penalty minutes. His presence was felt. You guys seen it. They were booing him. The Oiler fans were booing this guy every time he touched a puck. For me, that means he's a difference maker. And we will now look at his salary. As you see, the last 2 years, he's $3.75 million per season. He's definitely going to get a raise somewhere. We have got to consider getting players like this because this is what we need, okay? This is what we need. People say we lack goal scoring. No, we don't. No, we don't. We lacked scoring goals last year on our shots. Yes. How many shots did we get? We'll figure that out. We've seen the year before what the Sabres are capable of offensively. We need to have more of a meaner presence on the ice so other teams, when they're playing against us, are going to think second about taking liberties on Dahlin or anybody. When you've got guys like this that are going to come on the next shift and be looking for you. We have to get guys like this, I believe, in the lineup, guys. This is what we're missing. This is what the Sabres have been missing for years. We could target these two guys. And don't get me wrong, I think right now, with the roster we have this very minute, we're making the playoffs. I'm thinking of a deep playoff run. This is where I'm thinking. And I think if we can get guys like this, mean, if the Sabres get more mean, we're right up there then with Boston. We're right up there then with Florida and Tampa in the mean department. And that's what the Sabres lack, guys. This is what I'm telling you they've been lacking for years. Kyle Okposo had no mean. I don't know what the, like, we can go on and on and on. There goes Rosie, guys. There goes Rosie protecting the house. And if somebody walked in, she would just do the same thing anyway and then run away. But if we can get this together, Rosie, stop it. Quiet. Bad girl. You heard her whine. If we could get mean like this, guys, I mean, tell me this doesn't make you feel secure having two mean guys on the ice like this at the same time in a clutch situation. It does me. And plus, we can use the size, 6'3", 6'6". You guys are seeing what's going on with Dallas over there, okay? That's the biggest team in hockey. And I got to tell you right now, guys, and guys, I'm going to get to the, for those of you wondering what the hell's going on with the early bird, I'll get to it. I'll get to it tomorrow. I will. It's just today I want to do some Sabre stuff while I got the time. If we can get this mean thing going and big thing goes, we're a big team, but we lack the mean, we lack the tough, we lack the grit, okay? I don't want to be one of those teams that waste years of somebody's playoff career like Toronto did with Matthews because they weren't mean enough. I don't want that to be us because that will be us. If we go and we get these guys and get that, implement that mean into the system and that toughness, it can't it's impossible it will backfire. Impossible, 100% it will backfire. It's foolproof the way I see it. So I hope the Sabres are targeting something like this. I don't know if they are. I don't know if Adams has it in him. Adams, I wonder what goes on in his head because he seems like a good general manager, but he seems like a complete moron when it comes to making this team tough. He just does. Target guys like this, you're good. If I was the GM of this team right now, I'd be on the phone trying to get these guys, when they go free agent, that is. I would be trying to get these guys on the spot. And I'd overpay a bit to get them in Buffalo. So that's what we'll talk about. I'll close the video. Now, Zadorov, okay, 3.75. He's going to be looking at 5, folks. He's going to be looking at $5 million. He's in the prime years of his career. He's 29. He's in his prime years right now. And I think we'd have to fess up and give him 4 years times $5 million. We'd have to pay that kind of money to get this guy back on the Sabres, which for me would be worth it. It really would be worth it, guys, to get imagine him and Samuelsson together. And you're the guy trying to get through those two guys. A healthy Samuelsson and Zadorov. Imagine. Think about it. It's not happening, right? And then the next shift, you got to worry about Dahlin skating through 5 of you. So You know, we got to make our back end scary, guys. And in the bottom 6, you bring in Dakota Johnson, okay, who also is, I know he only made under $1 million, but he's going to get bumped. He has to get bumped. I would be stunned if Vancouver locked this guy like 2 years at 2.5 or something. No, I think the Sabres would have to pay somebody like that 3.5, 4 years, 3.5. Might do it. He probably would sign for $14 million for 4 years. So that's an $8.5 million cap hit, guys. Okay, $8.5 million. But it sure as hell resolves the Samuelson situation if he doesn't stay healthy next year immediately. Zadorov stays healthy, you know, and he's big and strong and scary. And this is exactly, in my opinion, guys, what the boys need in that dressing room too as well. These are guys that have been around the league a bit. Well, I wouldn't say so much Joshua, but, you know, his age, guys. You know, there's a thing about a guy's age. He's 28. He's only played 184 games. This guy busted his ass to make the NHL, and he got it, he made it, and he's going to be damned if he'd be sent down. And look at this year he puts together 18 goals in 63 games. Like tons of hits. What was the amount again? I think it was 250, right? 245 hits in 63 games. That's 4 hits a game. I go check his log and you'll see there's some games where he got 10 hits in a game. 10 hits. The Sabres don't do that some nights on their own. All right, I'm ranting. Done. Okay, done for this video. This is what I want to see us approach in free agency very soon. See you in the next video, guys.